Good afternoon or good morning to everyone. My name is Jen Cattell, and I'm the Director of Logistics and Speaker Relations for the Insights Association. Welcome to our sponsored webinar, The Fast New Speed to Market, Transforming Research with AI-Driven Operations. Before I introduce today's presenters, there are a few housekeeping items I would like to mention. The call is being recorded. All participants are defaulted to the listen-only mode so that your background noise cannot be heard. Please mute your phones or your computers at this time just to ensure we don't have any technical difficulties during the presentation. Today's webinar is scheduled for 60 minutes. If you would like to receive credit for this webinar, please click on the link that will be sent via email after the webinar ends, along with a brief survey. There'll be a Q&A session held at the end of the presentation. To ask questions, please type your comments into that questions pod on the toolbar. We'll try our best to get to everyone's questions. Today's speakers are Poonam Dave and Amit D. Souza from Course5 Intelligence. Poonam has over 12 years of experience working with KPO and captive setups, managing operations, driving strategy, leading client engagement, and delivering efficiency via innovation are some of the roles she has undertaken. In her tenure, she has set up several global engagements and has worked with clients to drive impact for their business by providing them with innovative solutions and practices. Poonam is a certified Lean Six Sigma professional with a Bachelor's of Engineering degree from Mumbai University. Amit has over 15 years experience leading service delivery and market research operations. In his career, he has worked with the IT industry and the BPO industry before moving to market research operations. He has built and led large teams and client accounts across various MR processes, playing a key role in several large client engagements. Amit has the depth and breadth of experience from setting up IT infrastructure projects across multiple organizations to building large teams on captive process. In his current role, he is responsible for leading operations across MR operations, ensuring high levels of client engagement, quality, and profitability. I will now turn it over to our presenters.
Thank you for the introductions, Jen. A warm welcome to everyone on this call. Thank you for taking up the time and joining us on the webinar today. I'm sure all of you have heard and read a lot about AI. In a short span of time, it has become a popular buzzword across diverse industries and is being used everywhere from the high-tech military and space exploration to the mundane household washing machine or vacuum cleaners. It has impacted all domains from HR to sales and logistics. How then could the market research operations space be left behind? With so much of hype, this phenomenon called AI has brought with it its own challenges. While there have been many successes, there have also been a lot of overpromises, misunderstanding, and mis-selling using AI. To ensure this webinar is not just another song and dance about how AI will solve all your problems, we at the onset want to let you know what you will be walking away with at the end of this webinar. Some key questions we will look to address are: how are we using AI to fast-track market research operations? Can I get results faster from the first day of deploying this platform? Does this get better with time? Can I see my operations getting more efficient? What kind of impact can we expect from AI? We will also demo our platform that uses AI effectively to optimize market research operations. Now that you know what this webinar will cover, let's get started. On your screen is a typical market research operations process that represents the different stages of a study. These include penning the research design, developing the questionnaire, generating the link, fielding the survey, collecting the data, calculating and analyzing the data that is collected, and finally preparing the survey results. All these steps are interdependent on each other and quite often have to be done sequentially. Most of these stages use different platforms. For example, the survey creation is done on a survey programming platform, which does not have the functionality to generate the data tables or the end reports. The tabulation and reporting thus need the use of different platforms. And hence, for every single study, you end up dealing with multiple platforms. To execute these stages, you need different skills. And most market research operations are structured to have different teams for each stage. Within that, quite often there are also platform-based teams. So while we may have one team that does your survey programming, it will be broken down into sub-teams basis the platforms they operate on. And mostly these resources will not be easily interchangeable. Our processes involve a lot of dependency on the people who run the project. And due to this people dependency, there is an inevitable knowledge leak built into the process. Additionally, the way we are structured, we end up with a very siloed and a micro focus on market research operations. In my experience, managing operations, this has resulted in curtailing and segmenting the creativity of our employees, leading often to stifled innovations. Automation or macros are built for tasks which really do not have any significant impact on research, efficiency, or turnaround time of projects and operations as a whole. Essentially, we are dealing with high costs, low efficiency, lack of speed, and compromised quality. And I'm pretty sure some of these, if not all the points, are quite high up on your list of challenges with market research operations. Keeping these limitations in mind, we developed a platform that tackles most of these challenges and significantly makes research operations faster and efficient. We call this platform the Optimizer Suite. So what is the Optimizer Suite? Optimizer Suite is an AI-based platform that helps optimize market research operations. It uses AI modules like robotic process automation, rich NLP engines, and high-order machine learning. Before I delve more into the details of the platform, I thought this might be a good time to quickly explain why we decided to use AI in the operations process. The challenges of cost, speed, efficiency, and quality that we spoke about earlier aren't new to this industry, and conventional technology in many ways has tried to tackle these, but with limited success. Why go the AI route, especially since it's nascent and quite expensive to build on currently? We believe that the benefits of using AI far outweigh the current challenges we face. For starters, conventional technology cannot adapt to the dynamic situations or scenarios we face in market research. We operate in an environment where researchers have unique ways of writing questionnaires due to various reasons, some of which are client dependent or research dependent. To automate the first step of MR operations, which is the survey scripting, the machine would expect the questionnaire to arrive in a specific format which it can read. With such varied inputs, it is difficult for technology to read something that just doesn't fit into any template. A scenario like this is well suited for AI to manage, as AI has the capability to self-learn on data that you train it on. So if you keep training your AI engine on varied questionnaire formats, it will be able to adapt and read something even if it falls outside of any template. The investment in AI will over time be significantly lesser than, for example, the costs of training and retraining researchers or project managers to use and stick to a template, especially when you have new team members join in all the time. Thus, the benefits of AI over conventional technology for us far outweigh the cost and the development effort. We believe that with AI, our platform can help drive the much required speed, efficiency and optimization in every step of the MR process, thus reducing overall people dependency and cost while improving the quality and speed to market for you. The AI modules we have used in developing our platform were specifically chosen with that end in mind. While robotic process automation is used to sharply reduce turnaround time across research operations, NLP and ML help speed the parsing process and allows the platform to self-learn and reduce turnaround time. AI's self-learning capabilities not only help it to learn on the job, but ensures that learnings are captured and used to develop itself, leading to constant improvements. At the same time, reducing people dependency. And now to get some more insights into this, I will hand over the technical bit to Poonam, who will walk you through the details of how this works.
Thank you, Amit. I hope we've raised your interest levels and that you are now curious to know how this exactly works and where does AI apply. In its current state today, our optimizer suite is ready with the survey scripting module. As the name suggests, this module helps program the survey and generate the survey link. Let's take a look. You receive the word questionnaire from the researcher. Your scripting team will then manually review the questions and start scripting the questionnaire to generate an online link. The scripting will include manually adding the questions, their options, applying the logic, and so on. Once the scripting is complete, the scripter will thoroughly review the code to generate an XML, which is your online survey link. In the case of the optimizer suite, the manual activity of scripting the questionnaire is eliminated, as the optimizer suite has a parser that reads the questionnaire, and the AI engine classifies this questionnaire into 3 buckets. The first one being, what are the actual questions? The second one being, what are the answer options for those questions? And finally, the third bucket is nothing but the logic that needs to be applied to those questions. Once these are classified, it generates an XML output with the necessary syntax and logic. This is then QA'd in the platform itself, and the XML output is generated, which is then used in the survey platform to host the online survey. Does this sound interesting? Well, I'm sure you want to know how does the platform actually do the parsing, how does it accurately classify the questions against the logic, and so on. Well, our platform has been trained on thousands of varied questionnaire formats and has enough data to classify these 3 elements. As more questionnaires are passed through the platform, the accuracy and efficiency keeps increasing as it reads and learns more data formats. The platform has an AI engine which predicts the accuracy of the output basis what it's parsed and classified. The platform flags the questions which it feels it has not accurately classified, and those are the only sections which will need manual intervention for them to be corrected. The platform has an intuitive UI that allows you to change, edit, update the questions and the logic pretty conveniently. And given all of this is happening and recorded on the platform, the AI is making note of all of these learnings to ensure that the results are accurate the next time it encounters a similar situation. I hope this is not getting too technical, but at the same time, I hope we've been able to give you a summary of how the platform operates. To simplify this further, let's just show you how the platform looks like, and let's see how this actually works. I'm just going to change the screen to be able to show you how our platform looks like. I hope all of you there can see the screen now. The screen should show you a login page which has the optimizer suite. So now let's go ahead and log in into the platform. So after logging in, this screen shows you a dashboard of all the projects that we've run so far on the platform. On the screen now, I'm opening a word questionnaire. This is a 15-minute LOI question with mostly frequently used sections and logics. I'll now open the OS platform and upload this questionnaire into it. What I'm doing now is I'm entering the project name, the project number, the client name for the system to identify the project that we are currently running. Uploaded the word questionnaire into the platform now, and I'll click submit. After loading the questionnaire, the platform is parsing the document to identify the 3 elements that we spoke about. Now in this parsing, it's actually classifying the word questionnaire into the questions, the options, and the logic section. This may take a few seconds for it to parse the entire document. There we go. The document is now ready and it's been parsed. So this actually means that the classification process is complete and it has generated an XML script. Now to see the output, let's click on review, and after clicking on review, we'll arrive on the UI of the platform, which allows you to see all the questions that it's been parsed. Let's see an example. So from the word questionnaire, there was a question that was an age question that had a terminate logic. So for example, if the age is entered less than 18 or if it's greater than 54, the survey would want to terminate such a respondent. Now if we actually review how the parser has done that, you can see on the screen I've selected the same question and it has applied the terminate logic onto that specific question. Like this, it has passed all the questions, it has read the logic, and it has applied that syntax and logic onto those specific questions. On the same UI, you are allowed to edit, make modifications to the questions, and now if all of this is done, it's getting recorded on the platform itself. So like we mentioned, for any situations or any scenarios further, all of this learning is already recorded by AI on the platform. After all of this is done, we have an option to export the XML on most of the leading hosting platforms. Once you select the platform and click download, it's actually going to download an XML file for you, which you can then use on your specific hosting platform. I hope this small demo was useful for you to appreciate how quickly the Optimizer suite parsed the questionnaire from which we were able to generate the online survey as against someone doing this manually. Now I'll quickly go back to the presentation so that we can continue with the discussion. Like I mentioned, the platform is currently ready with its survey scripting module. But similarly, it has the data tables, coding, and reporting module, which will, like the survey generation module, help drive efficiency in each phase of the MR process. The data processing module essentially creates a script to run the tables, and it will have the ability to customize the tables to client standards. Its intuitive UI will allow you to make changes, drag and drop selections to make it pretty user-friendly. The coding module will include text analytics to perform open-end coding and brand coding. Imagine a scenario where your brand coding is completely automated because the platform kept making a taxonomy of all variant codes and it learned where to map them, just ready for the next wave. The reporting module will make preliminary reports from the tab specs, interim and post field with its intuitive UI available for custom reports as well. The module will also have the option to load client templates, library of presentation components for custom slides too. Since the scripting module is the one that's live, let's talk about its compatibility. All leading hosting platforms available in the market today are compatible with the platform. If you have a hosting platform of your own, we have been successful in customizing the platform and deploying it into your world as well. Currently, the platform helps generate efficiencies of up to 30 to 40%, which means if a project takes around 5 days to script manually, the platform can deliver the same study in about 2.5 days, which essentially means you can start fielding 2 days sooner. With regular usage and with the AI going through the continuous learning process, we can expect efficiencies go up to about 70%. So what does this mean for you? You can run your projects with efficiencies of up to 70%. Since the processing is done by a platform, it's less prone to errors. You can leave the learnings to the system and be less dependent on people to run that process for you. Does all this sound like a real advantage? Well, our clients definitely think so. Our clients have realized the power of AI and have adopted to the platform to yield its early benefits. So before we wrap up, I want to once again bring up the questions that we said we would address. So how are we using AI to fast-track market research operations? Well, with the relevant usage of the AI modules, we are reducing a lot of manual intervention and allowing the machine do this faster. Can I get the results faster from the first day of deploying this platform? If your surveys are not too niche, then yes, we have seen clients gain 20 to 30% efficiency from the first usage of the platform itself. Does this get better with time? Can I see my operations getting more efficient? Well, absolutely. As the engine trains on more data formats, it keeps learning and hence better predicts, allowing the time required for any sort of manual intervention reducing. And lastly, what kind of impact can we expect from AI? At this stage, AI is used to automate and remove manual dependency in the process. With the advancement of AI technologies, it will actually depend on us how smartly we want to adapt that into various stages of our operating procedures to make them more optimum and efficient as we move along. With this, we conclude the webinar and we hope we've been able to share some insights into our platform and how with the right usage of AI can really help accelerate your MR operations. Jen, we'll be open for questions now. Jen?
Okay, sorry about that. So a couple things on the demo itself, there was Ted who had asked if you can show the Word document the input looks like.
Yes, sure. Let us quickly show you the Word document, Ted. I'm just going to have to share my screen to do that. All right. So Ted, if you can see the screen, I'll just quickly scroll down to show you what questionnaire we uploaded into the platform. This is a 15-minute LOI questions with the usual sections, the usual jump and skip logics that you would have in a typical questionnaire. I hope that was useful.
Ted said it was impressive. It's no simple survey. And he's asking if you saw the max diff.
That's right. It also had a max diff section in the questionnaire, Ted. I think to help you explain this better, it might be useful if we can connect and I can show you the entire demo of how the platform actually passed each and every question and how it looked like when we uploaded that onto the UI itself.
Perfect. I'll be sure to include Ted Speck's contact information and highlight it for you.
Perfect.
Okay, some other questions that have come up. Don't forget you can type any questions that you have into that Q&A pod. You can also type it into the chat, but if you do type it into the chat, others can see that. The Q&A is strictly private. So we'll get started on those. Now, does this platform have to be on your environment, or can this be done at our location?
Sure, that's a great question, and we often get that a lot. So currently we have two versions, or we have two engagement models rather. The first one being the platform remains on our environment, and we typically engage with our clients with the service model, which means that we would receive the questionnaires from our clients. Our team here would use our own platform to script those and give it back to our client. And the second engagement model that we have is where we deploy this platform on the client's environment as any license or any SaaS product. So these are the two models that are available as of right now for the platform being deployed.
Great. Now, does the Optimizer Suite also host the surveys once the survey is ready?
Well, we actually are building the Optimizer Suite as a layer across all the other hosting platforms. So it's not going to compete with the hosting platforms, nor is it going to be able to host the surveys, but it will work with all the platforms and tabulation platforms once it's ready, so that you can just upload the XML or the SPSS file or the other output files for the data processing modules as well. So a simple answer, no, it will not be able to host the surveys, but it will work with all the platforms that do so.
Now, how does the efficiency increase with time?
That's a great question, and I think we tried to address that a little bit during the discussion as well. So like we mentioned, currently the platform has been trained on thousands and thousands of questionnaires, so that it already is able to identify how does it pick up the question, how does it pick up the question options, and the logic. So with time, as you are going to feed in more and more questionnaires, the data bank or the training bank of the platform is going to go more and more stronger. So that's how we guarantee that the efficiency is going to increase with time, because the engine is going to learn more and more data formats as you're going to feed it. So the answer is yes, the efficiency will increase with time as you keep on using the platform.
Can it output something I can conduct on Questions Pro?
Question Pro is a platform that we will have to look at right now. Just to name a few, we do have the platform compatible with Confirmits of the World, Dimensions, Decipher, even ASCII. So if Question Pro's output format is something similar to the ones that I named right now, it's actually not very hard for us to make it compatible to Question Pro as well.
Can this platform parse all languages?
Currently, in the state that we are in, it's parsing languages. It's parsing the English language, but definitely the other languages that are the most frequently used, like French or German, are in the pipeline. So right now, the answer is it is parsing the English questionnaires.
Great. Now, does this only read a word questionnaire as input?
That's a great question, Jen. And again, we do get that question quite a lot. In our opinion, Word is, given it's an unstructured data format, if the parser can read something like Word, and we also did research where we identified that Word questionnaires are the most popularly used amongst all research agencies, amongst all companies. That's why we selected Word. If the engine is reading something like Word, which is an unstructured format, it's very easy for the parser to read something which is in XML or which is in Excel, which is more structured in nature.
Great. Now that looks like that does wrap up our Q&A section. Did you have any other inputs you'd like to add while we have a few more minutes?
Jen, I think because this was a webinar, there was limited that we could show in terms of the demo. But if our audience is interested to get a full-blown demo of how it looks like and how do we further do any edits or modifications, apply logics to the questions on the platform itself, we'd be really happy to engage with them and schedule some time to kind of show how all that works. Apart from the survey scripting module, we did talk about the data processing module, the coding module, the reporting module. If anyone's interested to know what our vision is on those modules, we'll be happy to walk them through that as well. So I'd encourage our audiences today to reach out to us and see if they want to have any more details, or if we can demonstrate the platform in a lot more detail than what we did today.
Great. Poonen, well, thank you. And Amit, thank you so much for today's presentation. Any questions, you can reach right out to Poonen right there in our email at poonen.dave@course5i.com for any further questions. But I thank you, and I give the rest of the day back to our audience and our presenters. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jen, and thanks everyone once again for joining and taking out the time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.